Hello, and welcome to another lesson from Level Up Mathematics. In today's lesson, we will be exploring how to divide fractions. Before we do, let's look at some steps that are necessary to complete this process. In step one, if necessary, you want to rewrite all the terms as either proper or improper fractions. So, for example, if you had 5 divided by 2 and 1/2, you would want to rewrite that as 5 over 1 because you made 5 a fraction, and you would want to rewrite 2 1/2 as an improper fraction. So 2 times 2 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5. So we would want to write 5 divided by 2 1/2 as 5 over 1 divided by 5 over 2. All right. Step 2, rewrite the division problem as a multiplication by the reciprocal problem. So let me explain what I mean by that. If I had 5 over 1 divided by 5 over 2, I would want to rewrite that as 5 over 1 times 2 over 5. So I would keep the first fraction the same. I would change the division to multiplication, and then I would write the reciprocal of 5 over 2, which is 2 over 5. Then you multiply as normal. So this would be 5 times 2 is 10, 1 times 5 is 5, and then you simplify if necessary. 10 divided by 5 would be 2. All right. In example 1, let's just review reciprocals real quick. So in example 1, it says state the reciprocal for each of the following. So remember, the reciprocal of 3/4 is just 4 over 3. Just flip that fraction over. The denominator becomes the numerator becomes the denominator. So in problem B, the reciprocal of 1 over 5 would be 5 over 1. However, 5 over 1 simplifies to 5, so usually we just write it like that. So the reciprocal of 1/5 is 5. All right? Pause the video and try problems C and D on your own. All right, welcome back. The reciprocal of 4 can be rewritten as 4 over 1. So the reciprocal of 4 is 1/4. And the reciprocal of 10 is 1/10. All right. Example 2, find the quotient for each of the following. Now, I'm going to use the steps that we talked about up here. So step 1 is make sure all the terms are either proper or improper fractions. So in problem A, we need to rewrite 12 as a fraction. So this would be 12 over 1 divided by 2 over 3. That's step 1, okay? Step 2 is you want to rewrite this as a multiplication by the reciprocal problem. So you're going to keep the first fraction the same, change the divide to a multiply, and then find the reciprocal of the second fraction. So the reciprocal of 2/3 is 3 over 2. Now, step 3, we're going to multiply as normal. So if I want to multiply 12 over 1 times 3 over 2, the first thing I notice is I can cross cancel here because we can divide 2 by 2 to get 1 and 12 by 2 to get 6. So in step 3, if I multiply the numerator, I get 6 times 3 is 18. 1 times 1 is 1. And in step 4, if we simplify that, it would simplify to 18. All right, problem B, we have 2/5 divided by 3. So in step 1, I want to write both terms as fractions. So this would be 2/5 divided by 3 over 1. All right. Step 2, I want to rewrite it as a multiplication by the reciprocal. So keep your first fraction the same, 2/5. Change the divide to multiply. Change the 3 over 1 to 1 over 3. Step 3, multiply as normal. So 2 times 1 is 2. 5 times 3 is 15. So 2/15 will not simplify. So in this case, our answer is just 2/15. All right, problem D. 2 3/4 divided by 5. So I need to write both of these as a proper or improper fraction. So I'll start with 2 3/4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. So my first fraction would be 11/4 divided by 5/1. So that's step 1. Rewrite both fraction numbers as a proper or improper fraction. Step 2 is I'm going to rewrite it as a multiplication by the reciprocal problem. So keep your first fraction the same, change the divide to multiply, and find the reciprocal of 5/1, which is 1/5. All right, now step 3, multiply as normal. So 11 times 1 is 11. 4 times 5 is 20. 11/20 will not simplify, so therefore that's our final answer. All right, problem D, 7/8 divided by 1/4. Now, in this problem, step 1 is already done for us. Both terms are already fractions, so we don't have to do step 1. So we go straight to step 2, which is to rewrite this as multiplication by the reciprocal. So this would be 7/8, change the divide to times, and rewrite 1/4 as 4/1. All right, now, before I go on to step 3, I'm noticing I can cross cancel here. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. That'll make my numbers a little bit smaller in the second step. So 7 times 1 is 7. 2 times 1 is 2. So 7/2. All right, pause the video and try problem E and F on your own. When you're done, come back and check your answers. All right, welcome back. For problem E, I rewrote 2 5/6 as 17/6 divided by 2/3. And then I multiplied by the reciprocal. So 17/6 times 3/2. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So 17 times 1 is 17. 2 times 2 is 4. So 17/4. All right, in problem F, I rewrote this as 18/1 divided by 3/2. Then I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. So I get 18/1 times 2/3. Here I could cross cancel. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 18 divided by 3 is 6. So if I multiply the numerator, 6 times 2 gives me 12. 1 times 1 gives me 1. Step 4, if I simplify 12 divided by 1, I simply get 12. All right, example 3. Which expression is equivalent to 6 divided by 2/5? Pause the video and select the correct answer, and then come back and check your answer when you're done. All right, welcome back. Hopefully you put that 6 divided by 2/5 is the same thing as 6 times 5/2, multiplying by the reciprocal. All right, example 4. A pizza restaurant uses tomato cans that contain 14 cups of sauce. If each medium pizza uses 3/5 of a cup of tomato sauce, how many medium pizzas can the restaurant make with 1 can of tomato sauce? So what we're going to do is we're going to take this big can of sauce and we're going to divide it up into 3/5 cup portions. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking 14 and I'm dividing it into 3/4 cup portions. So this is the same thing as 14/1 divided by 3/5. Now, if I rewrite that as multiplication by the reciprocal, I would have 14/1 times 5/3. And then when I multiply as normal, 14 times 5 gives me 70. 1/3 is 3. Now, 70/3, we want to know how many pizzas that is. So I'm going to use a little long division here. 3 goes into 7 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. Bring down the 0. 3 goes into 10 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. So we have a remainder of 1. So we have 23 and 1/3 pizzas. So if they want to know how many medium pizzas they can only make 23 pizzas. They don't have quite enough to make the 24th pizza. Okay. Example 5. A bag of trail mix contains 22 and 1/2 ounces. If each serving is 2.5 ounces, how many servings are in a bag of trail mix? So what we're doing here is we're taking 22 and 1/2 and we're dividing it by 2 and 1/2. So the first thing I want to do is rewrite these as improper fractions. So 2 times 22 is 44, plus 1 would be 45 over 2. And 2 and 1/2, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5. So this would be 5 over 2. Now I'm going to rewrite that as multiplication by the reciprocal. So this would be 45 over 2 times 2 over 5. Now I can do some cross-canceling here. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 45 divided by 5 is 9. So I get on my top, 9 times 1 is 9. 1 times 1 is 1. And that would reduce to 9 servings. Jennifer is packaging a stew in to-go containers. There are 5 3/4 cups of stew that need to be put into 5 to-go containers equally. How many cups of stew will be in each container? Pause the video and try this problem on your own. When you're finished, come back and check your answer. All right, welcome back. So on this problem, we are taking 5 3/4 and we're dividing it into 5 containers. So the first thing I want to do is write these as improper fractions. So 4 times 5 is 20. 20 plus 3 would be 23 over 4 divided by 5 over 1. Now I'll rewrite this as a multiplication by the reciprocal. So 23 over 4 times 1 over 5. So I don't see any cross-canceling I can do. So I'll just multiply the top. 23 times 1 is 23. 4 times 5 is 20. And I'm going to write this as a mixed number. So 20 goes into 23 one time with the remainder of 3. So this would be 1 3/20 cup will go into each container. And that concludes today's lesson, dividing fractions.